Okay, week 10 versus the Saints in New Orleans. They're 4-5. We hold their first round pick next year. They are, I guess, decent at passing the ball, not so great at running, really not good on defense. Top players are all in the 80s. Payne Jr., Williams, Broughton. Uh, they're last in the division. I think I want to make this a tradition to where I always have one of our division rivals first round pick. We also have the Vikings first round pick next year. Um, Manning is just unstoppable. Scorton is definitely unstoppable. J.C. Horn is just insane. He's back. I actually retired him for the year. We could always call him up or tell him to strut on out there into the field if we're struggling. Um, Nick Harbor is getting up there in receiving yards. We're undefeated. We haven't lost a game since the 27, yeah, 27 season. Which I guess what was that, the NFC Championship game that we lost in? I don't remember who to. Went undefeated last year, but things are a little easy right now. Um, Kind of a cakewalk, a little boring, but the challenge is going to come, unfortunately, in a couple years. Not next year, but the off season after next year. That's where the challenge is. I think is going to be because uh, we're Arch Manning's contract is coming up, and I'm gonna trade him. So I just don't see the point in dominating the league for years to come, and having one player that's taking up all the salary cap space. Well, who's to say we would even dominate? I don't know. Maybe our defense sucks, but I don't believe in having one player take up that much cap space. So he's gonna get traded. We're gonna use him until then. There's no point in me like playing somebody else and having them progress and then having the same problem again. So, we're going to use them to win games, hopefully get some rings and build that legacy. And then the challenge will be the salary cap. And my goal has always been to have draft picks ready to replace the players that I feel we're going to lose in time. Definitely the players like, for example, Braden Fisk. I'm trying to find a player that will replace him. I may have already found him. We'll see. But in time, let's say if it's not, what if I can only afford Scorton or Princely? Princely'd probably be the one to go. And I need to find. Anyway, I'll shut up. Let's play. Let's look at their staff. That's the whole point of the GM, man. You talk about the moves you're gonna make. It's not all about watching football. All right, Matt Burke, multiple zone run, a 4-3, cover 3. The Saints always have a good offense against us, man. I don't know what it is about their playbooks. I don't know. I don't know. They've changed coaches and their playbooks have changed. I don't know what it is, but it's almost like their backup quarterback plays better. Anyone in the 60s, 68 overall, 67, they just kind of pick us apart. Now, of course, we haven't lost to them, but we just beat the Lions 70 to 0. So, watch, you'll see. For some reason, the Saints just have like a no matter what playbook they're using, they just have a good offense in slow sim. No matter the quarterback, doesn't matter. All right. Next week we'll be getting all Leggett, Sanders, Dowell back, and right now they're without their top defensive tackle. I'm sure that's their top center, top wide receiver, and there's top one of their top safeties. He picked us off either last game or the year before. And, Arch doesn't have a lot of interceptions. I think that was this year. That was the first game we played against them. All right, so they're going to have Nico. He has missed a lot of time since he got drafted. We actually injured him, I think, the last game. Would not be surprised if we injure him again, to be completely frank with you. And you know what? Just so motherfuckers don't think I'm playing fucking games. I didn't change that. That's how he came. So, fuck it. Fuck it. I'll change it right now for him, dude. I'll fuck him up to 89. How about that? Homie needs a chance, man. Maybe the fucking whoever created him in this draft class just didn't do him any favor. I have no clue. I've never even heard of him getting injured. So. I just don't, maybe that's a problem. Hopefully we didn't lose his picture. Okay, good. All right, see? I'm kind. I'm nice. I'm just trying to give the guy a fucking chance, bro. He's about to be fucking cut, I'm sure. All right, let's go back to the depth chart. All right, like I said, Nico. This guy picked us apart last game when Nico got injured. Zaylen Perry. I'm sure they're gonna have some decent runs again. I don't know. I just don't know how they do it. Tight end usually plays well against us. You got a rookie. They had a pretty high pick on this guy. So hopefully he works out for him, but not against us. 6'7", 307. I know the Falcons drafted one too, and he was a superstar. So the kid must not be a superstar. This guy was good from the get-go. I can't remember. Maybe he was a second-round pick. I think I was he was on my list, and then he progressed a shit ton in the off season. So he's been a good pickup for them. So it looks like they don't really have anyone that's special. Nothing to Broughton and Bain Jr. are pretty good. Linebackers aren't that good. Johnny Walker Jr. was on our roster last year. We chose not to re-sign him, and we traded for Peyton Wilson. I think it was a good trade, dude. He's been fun to watch. David Sanchez was like a top pick a year ago. Marcus Williams, I don't really know him. Accuracy's not the best, but probably good enough. All right. That covers that. I already did the weekly strategy. We're doing the same. Defend the short pass, throw it medium. And let's play. And I can eat my my late lunch, early dinner, I guess.
It's Week 10 of the National Football League. And up next, we'll see Robert Woods. He's your top dog in the league this season, ranking first in passing yards. It's the Panthers and the Saints. All that and more coming up next.
From a city that's played host to 10 Super Bowls, here's a look inside the Superdome in New Orleans. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Saints team as they enter play. Now, losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Panthers, they've been the talk of the NFL so far. 9 wins in their first 9 games.
And some people subscribe to the theory that a loss might not be the worst thing for them. They've had it easy all year long. How would they do handling adversity?
Actually, you know what? I forgot. Okay, so this is the 10th game. So let's see. The first game, we go with it. 4th game. Okay, so we're going to keep everyone the same. All right, no need to do it. We usually rotate the 3rd wide receiver and the 3rd corner. This is the game that we do not do that. But you know what? Fuck. I need to look at it, actually. I forgot. Yeah, because we got... Alright, so basically we're bringing Coker up for... Oops. And you know what? I think the default should be Travis Hunter. Let's go ahead and make that change now. I mean, I actually do think he plays better. You know, but this guy, dude. This guy with that 98 speed and acceleration of 97 and what's his change of direction? Yeah, dude, like he just doesn't have the hands. I don't know. I think, yeah, I need to keep him as default. I want him to be the one that progresses. You know, especially because I'm the GM and I picked him in the draft, so I want to look smart. All right, so Coker's replacing Leggett. He's actually done pretty well, man. I've been shocked. Now he doesn't have the explosiveness. He's got decent speed, but his accelerate he's just not that. I don't know. I just don't feel confident that. I can't say if I know that he's streaking. I can't say he's gone. You know. All right. Let's see. Slot wide receiver. You know what? Let's do this. There we go. Okay.
Two teams more than ready to get this one started. And we are underway from the Superdome. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. And trotting out there, their tall quarterback standing at 6'5".
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. And despite injuries like these, Charles, with these guys missing, they've been able to keep that pursuit of perfection alive so far.
That just shows the depth that they have on the roster and the guys who are serious about being ready when their number is called. Someone goes down, someone jumps in, and they don't skip a beat. I think this team has a bunch of those guys, and some of them will be called on again this week.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. Now throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this one will wind up being down just outside of that 20-yard line. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. And a glance here at the man calling the plays under center, their 6'4" quarterback.
And if you go by the numbers, he's had a Pro Bowl type season, and maybe that's even selling him a little bit short. He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes to this point in the year, and with the end of the season not too far away, he's got his guys playing at a very high level.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who is shaken up on that last play. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. In motion left comes Brown. Shotgun now for Manning. This will be caught by Brown. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Give him 15 there. The Panthers have a first down.
And even though this is a top 5 rushing offense, and we see this especially early in the game, they're going to do their best to keep you honest. They don't want you getting the habit of stacking the box, so that's a good throw there. And they're able to come up with the first down.
This will be caught once again by Brown. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. 2nd down in the yard. Throwing now is Manning. Out route, and it's complete to Brown. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 23. 23 yards the pickup there. Again, they'll throw with Manning. He's got it to Williams. It'll be a gain of 5, and that will bring up 2nd down. Working from the gun, Manning. Finding Williams once more, complete. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
I'm calling bullshit.
Now the first carry here for the running back. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal. A stop there on 3rd. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there. And I'd go right at him with another momentum play. Go quickly and attack them, because right now they'll probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't stop him on 3rd down.
Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line. 2nd and goal. Manning going to throw. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
Manning now on 3rd and goal. That's Brown. Touchdown, Carolina. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Panthers will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Saints offense led by their running back headed out for the 2nd possession. We take a look at the league leaders in receiving touchdowns out of the backfield. And his numbers are superior to the rest of his peers at this point in the season. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Yeah, they dipped a game below 500 following the loss last week, and you get the sense that maybe this team's at a little bit of a crossroads here.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it, because what's that old malaprop? If you come to a fork in the road, take it. Because this crew, they're losing ground fast. They've got to start winning some ball games. And the good teams, they're starting to separate themselves, and these guys are being left behind.
A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. They keep it on the ground. Again, it's Perry. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. That'll go as a pickup of 8.
I know the game's changed. A lot of people would say it's evolved. Look, I'm a little bit Neanderthal, okay? I love this. No exotic formations, no misdirection. Just line up and run the darn ball, pick up the first down. I love it.
Yeah, 3rd and short, that's what you're supposed to do. Like you said, old school, smash mouth football. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. So as they talk it over, we step aside. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll be down at the 46. So they go from 146 to the other on a pickup of 8. 3rd and 2. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2.
Well, they've certainly gotten him involved in this first half, and on 3rd down, they looked his way again. And what a delight for his quarterback to find him and keep the drive moving.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. That's into the hands of Reynolds. The numbers for Reynolds last week: 7 catches, 62 yards.
And I get the feeling that he loves this matchup. I mean, the unit he's going against is in the bottom half of the league against the pass. He had to have circled this one on the schedule and
Dude,
said
they
to
have that
himself,
Oho kid
this
as
should be
a
a
white
big
one.
game.
The white dude.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here.
Change that shit.
They run with Perry. Fights loose. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 10 yards, good for a Saints first down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy's setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Slant pass. He's got Reynolds. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it's 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Panthers, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game, and I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one. But 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
Here's 3rd and 3. Back to throw here. That is caught. And they'll get this down to the 10. Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. On play action, they'll throw. Touchdown! A great effort there. With touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Saints are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
When you're a great route runner, it makes you that much better as a receiver because now your quarterback trusts that you're going to be where he expects, and he's able to deliver the ball on time.
Extra point attempt here still to come. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So that drive, 12 plays in length, and it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their 2nd drive. They are, for the moment, the best team in football, 9-0 entering play here. And, Charles, I don't know if we'd call them a surprise 9-0, but the way that they have been winning definitely opened up a lot of eyes around the NFL.
Well, what we've seen from them so far this season, you can't stop them on offense, you can't score on them on defense. So to me, if you're going to play against them, you have to bring your best game and hope they throw a clunker in that day to give yourself a chance.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down. Now Manning. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Williams. For Williams, there are the numbers from a week ago. 8 catches, 85 yards, and a touchdown.
And you know what he did all week in preparation for this one? Hydrated.
Salivated.
Yes, stretched, dreamed, going against the last team in the league against the pass.
Yeah.
He expects to catch everyone thrown today.
You're right. They have
Oh,
struggled.
damn!
This is caught inside the 5. And he'll be touched down in the end, but a big play on that one. They'll try to run this one in. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1. Manning. Did he get the feed down? Yes. Touchdown.
Brown with 2 touchdowns today.
Great play there. With 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Panthers have taken the lead. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Ready for the second quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession as they've got it with a 2nd and 13 forthcoming. Perry. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. He'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He opted to go with his scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
Well, there were a couple of extra defensive backs in the game, so he really had nowhere to go with the football despite his search for an open receiver. So he has to take off and run for it, but he comes up well short of the line to gain.
On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. Taken in at the 22. Call it a 48-yard punt. Give them 9, though, on the return. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. The Panthers' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he's building his case for MVP consideration with each passing week. He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes as we move into the back half of the season. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd down and 5. A shotgun snap and again to Etienne. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Here's Manning to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. His first catch, good for 9 and a 1st down.
And that's how you pick up a 1st down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Well, now hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 8. Now Manning. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On 3rd down, here's Etienne. And to the 49-yard line, but no further. And obviously, he is well short of the first. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up the 4th down.
As much as I praise teams for being true to who they are, in this situation, I wonder if maybe they outguessed themselves a little bit. 3rd down, seemed like an obvious passing situation. They chose to run it and didn't get anywhere close to the first down.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. The New Orleans offense set to take over. And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going. They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
The throw here right sideline falls incomplete. So after 3 drives and 3 touchdowns combined between these two clubs, finally we get a defensive stop.
Yes, and welcome to the party, defensive players. And glad to have you because for a while there, it almost felt like it was 11 going downfield on air. Okay, so to be able to have someone come up, make a stop, now we got a football game going.
They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And the Panthers will take over now 1st and 10. Carolina getting set to take the field. And if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They are guarding against the upset.
His 2nd catch, and this one not nearly as electrifying as his first. And it'll bring up 3rd down now. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is going to have a Panthers first down. It won't be by much. He needed 3, and he got 3, barely. But the mark shows first down. Running out of the gun with Etienne. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. From the 46, here's the 2nd down and 4. To throw is Manning. And he's got his man in stride, complete. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. Now 2nd and 3. On play action, now Manning. Pass to Brown, he's got it on the crossing route. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 17-yard line. Play action, Manning. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. And his kick is indeed good, and they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So that one on target, and it adds to this first-half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about one-score lead, two-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. They trail by 10, 17-7 as they come up on a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down. Now Perry. And he'll push ahead for about 3 to the 36. The completion on 1st didn't get much, and now the run on 2nd doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down in his play sheet, trying to dial up a big 3rd down play.
Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a 1st down.
That's a much-needed accomplishment there on 3rd down. They've been forced to punt far too many times already. They needed something to go their way, and they're able to get a new set of downs. This is Perry. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 48 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game. Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Here's 2nd and 3. He'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Terry. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
That's really good play design right there, and it's one that comes down to the offensive line. It's a deep in route, but it's only going to work if that line gives you time in the pocket to wait for the route to develop. Mission accomplished there as they pick up the 1st down.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. They'll set up a throw. That's to the pylon and incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. So flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spent too much time with me. Okay, I'll side with you on this one. This is the correct call.
The line of scrimmage, once again, the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Strong coverage by Carolina. And on down we go to fourth down.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps him inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Panthers offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's done everything you could have asked for coming in. He's spread it around. He hasn't taken many chances. And he's potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. We'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted. 2nd and 10. Manning now to throw. Flushed out right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down. To throw, it's Manning. Over the middle, complete. That's Brown. And he's stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. Now here's the Panthers special teams unit to try a field goal for 3. From the right hash, this from 53. And this one is right down the middle. But now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about. Well, they got the ball already. They're not going to risk the yardage and running another 4th down. They decline it.
And what was that they taught you in law school, that possession is 9/10 of the law?
I didn't go to law school.
Oh, you didn't? I thought you did. Well, I figure I'm going to give that to you anyway. Possession is 9/10 of the law, and it's 9/10 of this game, too. Having the football counts.
You're so litigious. The Saints going to go on offense one final time in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. They'll throw now on the final play. And his throw is going to be incomplete. So we come upon halftime, intermission here with the visiting Panthers taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10. We'll get started down at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. And it is the Jets who have the lead in that one. 2 touchdown passes there for Bo Nix. From there, we head to the Big Apple, more specifically to MetLife Stadium in Jersey to check on the Giants. And you can see they trail the visiting Cowboys. George Pickens, a touchdown reception. Finally, let's get up to the place they call Titletown, Green Bay, Wisconsin, to see what's happening with the Packers. And they've reached halftime, all tied. 17-all is the score. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, and we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side could play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
And we will not see a return of the dynamic kickoff. And the first drive of the second half will commence from the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. As we transition into the second half of the season, you can see he's the NFL's leader in rushing touchdowns. Throwing now is Manning. Got a man. It's Brown. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Second and a couple. They fake the handoff. Now Manning. This will be caught once again.
Oh, shit. He's got speed. He's gone.
Down the sideline he goes. And he'll take this into the end
That's
zone.
3
Touchdown,
in one game.
A big play there. 62 yards. And the Panthers come right out of the locker room and score.
That's why I like
here
this
in the
kid, man.
opening minute of the third quarter.
Him and Nick Harbor.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most
Both
of the
have
time when we
insane
talk about
speed and
someone putting a
acceleration.
team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Throwing right, and that's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Wide open receiver complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 23 yards on the play.
Man coverage on the left side, so I really like the design of this play because they opened up the field and brought their tight end the other way on a crossing route. That's a lot of ground to cover if you're a defender. I've been there before, unable to stay with his man there.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 2 yards on the pickup there. And it's 2nd down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
They'll look to throw again. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will close the gap down to 14. So the response to that touchdown on the other side to begin the third quarter. Look, just 3 points, but still a response nonetheless.
You're exactly right about that because I think you needed to answer back with something, even though it's not 6. Just enough to send the message that says, hey, we're not going away.
And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
And the Panther first down.
Manning going to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Hunter. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 2nd and 5. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Infraction, defense.
A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Now Manning. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. These two teams, they met in Charlotte earlier in the year with the Panthers coming out on top. So they'll be looking for the win here in New Orleans to complete the season sweep. Manning to throw once more. He completes it to Hunter. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints 18. A new set of downs after a strong pickup of 16 yards.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Throwing is Manning. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. 2nd and 2, 1st down marker at the 8. Now Manning. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And the Panthers are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. A great effort there with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Panthers have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Now for the point after. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die. Try to pull off an impressive comeback. It has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Now a 2nd and 10. They'll drop to throw. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Fielded at the 20. A nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. Now the offense for the Panthers here getting the football back. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They have picked up right where they left off in half number one, just looking really dominant, extending this lead.
And it's fun to see when teams actually do that, because so many times you go into the half after playing well, and you kind of relax a
Fucking
little
ref
bit.
almost
We've
caught
got
it.
this. We can kind of punch the button whenever we get good and ready. But for a team to keep the intensity and keep the execution up and come back after the half and play so well, that's actually really, really nice to see.
And a pedal to the metal. That's what we're seeing right now. Finding room at midfield. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. And they'll send the slot in motion left. Working from the gun, Manning. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Manning. And this is
Oh my goodness.
5. And he will take it across.
That was awesome.
For Panthers touchdown. A great play there. 37 yards. And the Panthers get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's 3rd down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. They'll set up the screen to Perry. And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the first, right around the 42. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on for the 5th time here today. This offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They're just looking to do more of the same. They were good in the first half. They've extended their lead so far here in the second half. They're just looking good on hitting on all cylinders right now.
And sometimes that means a head coach who really has a finger on the pulse of the team may not have anything to say at all. May tell the rest of the coaches,
up a little bit.
just back it off a little bit. This team has it under control. I remember hearing about Bob Knight years ago in basketball, getting ready to give the final speech before the gold medal game in '84. And on the board, Michael Jordan had written, "Coach, after all we've been through, there's no way we're losing tonight." He didn't even give a pregame speech.
Wow, interesting. Well, right now, no speech is needed. So they'll get nothing out of that play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. And that false start penalty is certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Now Manning. And this is caught. It's Brown. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints 40. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. Well, up big, but still not hesitating to take some shots downfield, CD. I guess they really want to hammer home their dominance in this one.
Yeah, that much is apparent, partner. If they keep completing throws like that, they'll keep that gap awfully wide as they've established already.
To throw is Manning. It's complete to Williams. So the completion good for 7 there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion, but I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Here's Manning to throw. Over the middle here to Brown. And he'll be brought down at what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. We have played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. From the gun, it's Taylor. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. The tight end in motion right. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down. Facing a 2nd and 3. Ball on the 10. And now whistles and a flag. And I think we got a jump here.
Encroachment defense.
So they don't even need to run a 2nd down play. Give them the 1st.
And typically when we see this jumping, isn't it usually 3rd down, 4th down? They got them on 2nd down. I think that's a lack of discipline.
So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. Back to throw. Manning. This is caught. Touchdown Panthers. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Panthers add on
this
to
is
their
like a
lead,
coming
and
out
it's looking
fucking
like
game
that
for
win
Brown.
streak is going to extend another week. So that one, his 4th touchdown catch of the game, 1 behind the all-time record of 5. Point after try forthcoming. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. A 10-play drive that time. And Carolina scores to cap it off. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. Facing a big 4th quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. On this one, incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's 2nd down. They'll set up to throw. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Well, I wish this staff luck as they try to find positives about this performance by their offense as we move through the early part of the 4th quarter. That sack, the latest example. Down by a boatload, this offense simply can't keep up, and the quarterback is still taking hits. I'd get the backups in there if it were me.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Fielded at the 33. And 9 yards there on the return following a punt of 47. And out will come the offense as they take over. So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit 4 of 7. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. Oh, and that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. It's a Panthers first down, 17 yards on the play.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Now they'll throw it with Manning. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Taylor. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 14 yards that time for number 14.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal. They'll run here with Taylor. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
And Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defender.
And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Panthers are going to be moving to 10-0 as they add on to this big lead. And you wonder now if he might be able to remove the helmet, put on the baseball cap, and watch the rest of this one from the sideline. His 5th touchdown pass of the game.
Say that again. Did you say 5th touchdown pass of the game?
Yes, sir.
But that's a heck of a performance, isn't it? Because they've had no answer for him at all game long. Receivers have been open constantly, and he hasn't missed a single one of them.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Ball on the 39. Here's second down and a yard. He'll drop to throw. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, so a lot of credit to the defensive game plan, and especially the execution.
He wants Reynolds way downfield. Oh, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete.
And there, even if you've got to take something off that throw so that he slows down to catch it, that's far more preferable than what happened there. A big miss on what should have been a touchdown.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And he'll get credit for a punt inside the 20, not by much, but inside the 20 at the 19-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And this is going to be a Panthers first down as he's able to get this up to the 37-yard line.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Here's 2nd and 10. Here's a give up the middle. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 93 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They give to Taylor out of the gun. And he'll get this just inside the 30-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. They run once more with Taylor. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line. It's a Panthers first down, 17 yards on the play. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drive, 80 yards, 9 plays. And it was capped off by a 12-yard touchdown run. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Saints coming out now to take the field. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down.
Talk about two sides of the ball at cross purposes, because mercifully this game's almost over for the offense, but the defense, they still want to get a few shots in. The front seven, they've loved this ball game. They've been able to pad their stats, and maybe some backups can get in and get a sack as well.
They need 18 yards here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down. Another incomplete pass there. We've seen a bevy of those. This secondary, they've been pretty good, haven't they?
They certainly have. They've allowed the one touchdown through the air, and they're going to be upset about that later when they watch the game tape. But other than that, they've been absolutely rock solid.
It's a 45-yard punt and 8 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. This offense making its way back out, led by their running back. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for the Panthers, they keep on rolling 10-0 now to start the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, it was a game they really needed as they drop back to 4-6. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
Damn. This feels like every fucking team we play is the 23 Carolina Panthers. 193 yards rushing to their 63. 475 yards passing to their 111. 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 82% completion. Nico did not have a good day. Scotabo over 100 yards, 1 touchdown. I like to see Taylor get a couple touchdowns. Yeah, let's see what else we got here. Dude, 14 fucking catches? I didn't realize he caught it that fucking much. Damn. Yeah, we're still going to be trading out that third receiver. Nine pancakes. Pretty damn good pass blocking game from everyone, even the Saints. Walker Jr. was all over the place. Okay. I didn't see that sack. I don't remember that sack. I love fucking going deep. This was awesome. Alright, so Hunter's right there. Ooh, damn, Donko. Meh. Dude, how crazy would Carolina be going if we had this kind of fucking team? Alright. Good game, good game. Dominant game. Wasn't. Oh shit, 62 fucking points, man. That's still a lot. But, is what it is, I guess. Alright, let's advance the week. Let's see how the Vikings and. Yeah, the Vikings did. Maybe the rest of the division too. Okay. Apparently the Bucks had a bye week. Our bye week, I think, is week 14. Jason Hewlett. I'm gonna have to go back and see who the fuck that was. I don't. Browns. Oh, wait a second. Some middle linebacker. God damn it. All right, Vikings lost again. And they're going to lose this week, too. How about that? Damn, bro. More draft capital. That's why I like picking those teams that I can foresee. Maybe not going to be doing so hot. Maybe have some questions. I mean, the teams that, well, Steelers did sign fucking Lamar Jackson, so I've seen them both there is kind of odd. All right, I think that'll do it for this one. I'll probably get another one going here.